Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I wanted to do a bit of a walkthrough of the Arleon campaign, Cecilia Stoutheart mission number 4, Death to Diplomacy, because this is pretty much the first battle that actually gets a little bit difficult in the campaign. So the very first part was that you started off in the forest and you had to kind of move through the forest and fight 3 different enemy parties. You don't have a city, so your army is preset, and those battles were difficult because Cecilia Stoutheart's stats were very low. Okay? She doesn't carry her stats over across missions. She just carries her hero level. So she had something like 7 offense, which made it so that those mob battles were difficult. Once you've gone through all 3 though, and I did a video on how to clear those 3 battles, it'll be linked in the video description below. You then reach your very first settlement you can capture, which is Briarsbro. You also get to start with 3 heroes, which is Cecilia Stoutheart, Yanda Stormspire, and Gnaw. Okay? So they'll be all grouped up here. So from there, which would be roughly turn, I think 12 or so, it is now turn 25, so I went through 12 turns, and what I did was, of the 3 heroes, Gnaw was kind of like my grabbing. He just grabbed stuff. Okay, so he would grab things on the map, resources, and he would be capturing the settlements for me. Okay? Because I now have 4 settlements. Just as a hint, these settlements, the characters in front of them generally will join you. Okay? They're militiamen, they're pretty large size. But as soon as you talk to them, they join your party. So what you can do there, in other words, is that is why my Gnaw currently has 250 militiamen. So all these extra crossbows. So while grabbing things and exploring, he actually found the opponent here, okay, which is the Barony of Loth. And so there is a wielder here that he has detected. For whatever reason, it didn't attack my character, so he was able to actually march through, and this guy is not attacking him. So that's what's not been doing. He's been grabbing towns for me and grabbing resources. My 2 characters that I've been using is first Cecilia Stoutheart, that has a decent, that's primarily ranged focus, right? 3 stacks of militia and 2 stacks of Fey Nobles, and then some melee characters. All right. So that's what Cecilia Stoutheart has, and she basically went first to the north, okay, clearing this area, and then she's come down towards this direction. Right. So from the large settlement, she first walked here, cleared out a few things here, then went to the north, then went down. Roughly, that's what she's done. Guyana Stormspire, on the other hand, she initially cleared this little territory here, and then after that, she went into the Fey Forest. Okay? So that's why she's been steadily leveling up. So in the Fey Forest, there's a whole bunch of little stat increasing elements. There is a Fey Court for hiring more Fey Nobles, and also a Fey Groove for hiring Fey Spirits. There's also a whole bunch of Feys that that will automatically join you in this area. So after moving through this Fey Forest, she went further north. Okay, and she is now over here in this area. All right. And I see some walls here, which means there's a settlement here. So there's an AI settlement there. So I found 1 AI settlement over here. I'm guessing there's another AI settlement here. Finally, in the bottom left, which should be a bug, I see that a Fortress of Stonebreach, which I don't own, is getting converted. So that fortress that's getting converted is like, it actually showed me the location. It was like somewhere up here. So I know another location of another city that can be captured. So I'm just going to demonstrate this turn before, I guess, time skipping to another critical point. So right now here, I'm just going to have, I want him to get back to safety. Right? I don't want to be attacked by this enemy. So why don't I just I can merge these archers a bit, the militia, and maybe just either hire 4 rangers or pick up gold. You know what? Let's just grab the gold instead. Probably makes more sense. Maybe I'll split this. Keep a few stacks that are equally sized. So my goal is to have him retreat back. So I actually saw a second stack of enemy soldiers and whatnot. So I just need to try to retreat and get away from them. I need to merge this stack with Cecilia and then get a big army to fight against them. So that's what Cecilia is doing. She is going to try to merge her armies. So let's move over here. Hire some militiamen. Maybe... I'm just looking at this. I might want to just decrease some of this if I can, but in any case, some experience there. Alright, and there's some more recruitment going on. So actually, I've maxed out all the 3 stacks of militiamen already. It might end up... It looks like I might be able to start building my 3rd character to have an army. So the question is, do I go in this direction or do I go fight the AI at this point? And I think I should start gearing up to fight the AI. So, and then over here, so I'm going to use, Gnaw to start clearing out territory and use Cecilia and Guyana to clear the AI cities. Okay. So let's have Gyandra head towards the city and attack. Alright. So Oathbound and Legionnaires, that means there's no ranged enemies. This should be a fairly easy battle to deal with as a result. So let's just place the characters something like this. Archers to those higher tiles. And shouldn't have any difficulty clearing it. So, the reason I have my party split up into so many small stacks of Fae, even running several stacks of one of them, is because every time these characters end turn, they generate more essence for you. In the case of Fae, it's 2 chaos. So we see it goes up to 11, for example. If I end turn, 13, right? End turn, 15. End turn, 6. And I believe it looks like 16 is the maximum amount of essence you can hold on to. So let's cast some spells. So looking at my spells, the pure destruction, it does 200 damage right now because I do have it at tier 3. So that's the maximum amount of damage you can do. Let's definitely throw that out at these 2 enemies. So it wipes out a good chunk of them, just like that. And why don't I also use some of my creation, perhaps? Let's see. You know what? Maybe I'll insect swarm this to reduce its initiative. So my Fae are maneuvering forward. And I can have these Fae move onto those higher ground tiles so they have extra range. And that way I can start probably weakening these 2 here. There we go. So by slowing down this one, I cause it to get blocked so it can't move forward, which buys me more time. So let's keep ending turn. Lots of... oh, this time my essence actually went up to 21. So there is no limit. Actually, I was wrong. Essence, there is no limit on the amount of essence you can hold on to. So let's just zap them. And I can't... Yep. So now it's down to just 1 enemy. That is... I'm just gonna continue to end turn. So, take a quick look. This spell uses... Yeah, so I'm going to continue to spam Chain Lightning. And continue to end turn. Can't attack. Right, and now I can very easily finish it off. Let's Chain Lightning one more time and go for the quick finish. So this has been Gienna's kind of combat style. Hang back, generate mana, and spam spells. What is it? Sorry, Giandra, not Gienna. So there we go. And with the capture of this settlement, I can just occupy it for income, or I can convert it. And I'm definitely going to convert it. So we'll convert. I can choose order spells, or I can unlock my last slot. I think I'll unlock my last slot. What I want is creation spells, not order. So let's go for the last slot. Right. Creation or Arcana. Right. So you can see I have Chaos tier 3. And that's the lightning spell that I've been using. Okay. So we now have the Excavation here, along with the other settlements. And it'll be converted in 3 rounds. So another 10 turns has passed, and it is now turn number 35. So last video, or last part, I was around Pines Hollow with 2 of my heroes. Well, what one of them has done is he has gone southwards. And while moving in this direction, he also picked up a whole bunch of more militiamen. So there really is a lot of militia that join you. And they were just guarding right here. So he got several more stacks of soldiers, and he can keep exploring forward in this territory. Next, Giandra's Stormspire has captured another city. So this city was Stonebreach. It was the one that was converted by the AI. So pretty much I conquered this one, which has now become Queen's Hold, and I upgraded it to tier 5. So it is now earning me 4,000 gold per round. Even though it's been upgraded to tier 5, you can see most of the buildings aren't constructed at this time. So I should throw together more buildings into this territory. Take advantage of all those locations that it has. So let's just throw together, I don't know, maybe a peasant hut, right? So I'm slowly going to build this one up, fill it up with buildings, and while that's happening, of course, conquered this city, and I'm currently converting it. It's going to take 4 turns to convert, so nearly there. As for Cecilia, so Cecilia went from Pines Hollow. She followed the path and beat up both of the enemy wielders here, and then conquered the small settlement of Honeydale. After that, I could have gone south or I could have gone north. I went north, and I actually found this city, Grey Tor, that actually has Whisk, the Returned here. So he is the character I have to defeat, but I don't really have the party for defeating him at this time. Too many archers, too few melee units, and very, very vulnerable to those AoE spells and whatnot. So rather than taking him out, I'm probably just going to try to head to the east because of the spawning of Dr. Margetta. Right? That suggests to me that there's probably a city here somewhere. So I might as well go and conquer it. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll just end turn for now. So speaking of Dr. Margetta, he actually walks past me takes out... Okay, sure. That was random. He basically walked past me, took out the path so that I can grab the gold mine and whatnot. So he beat the enemy unit for me. That opens up this area. Go figure. Alright, no complaints there. So it looks like with the return doesn't even move. So I'm just going to do what I just said. No. Oops. Break it. Keep moving. And grab resources in the meantime. Right. So I'm just going to capture stuff and maybe take out whatever is there. Yeah, there has to be a city here somewhere. If there's multiple gold mines like this. And so there'll be a few more turns played. I'm just gonna wait a few turns and then record the next section. And another 7 turns later, so it's now turn 42, I have cleared up most of the AI. So I've reconquered the northern city. I have taken control of this city right here, the small settlement. And in addition, I found one additional small settlement here in the middle. So I had my 2 heroes basically clear out most of this central area and seize control. The AI did respawn his wielders, and the wielders are now going for this territory of Honeydell because I did shift my hero to this side. So it is now vulnerable, so I've just raised all the construction here, all the buildings. I'm expecting to lose it, he'll capture it, but other than that, looks okay. Last but not least, with Gnaw, the High Chief of the Fae, he had marched to clear this area, and he actually found a large settlement right here. So I've captured that as well. So there is possibly another large settlement in the south here, right, if you follow this main road, but I'm not going to go that far at this point. Most likely, I'm just going to head north, lock them down in this final city, and we will fight from there. So that's now the final idea of what I'm going to be doing. Right? Seize this settlement, maybe retake this, and then lock down the AI until I can truly defeat it. So that's pretty much it at this point. By being aggressive, by seizing all of those militia everywhere, I was able to rapidly build up, seizing all the militia and Fae everywhere, I was able to rapidly build up my forces and just have them just keep conquering and taking the settlements. So, ending turn 42, yes, I do see him come and attack this settlement. I don't have any ranged characters, so I'll just drop my characters here. I created what I could from the Fae construction building. So let's have them wait. And maybe I'll just wait on a terrain tile like this. Oh crap. They were in range to attack. Go figure. Well, so be it. Strike. And then get it. Basically expected. And finally, on turn 50, I have now gathered a party with 3 sets of Fae Queens, 4 sets of Queen's Guards, and 100 Sappers. So before I get into this final battle, I might as well buff up, use my remaining resources to buff these characters before we begin. So let's take a look. Glimmerweave is probably the material I'm lacking the most of still, unfortunately. But regardless, so I'll use the celestial ore to upgrade the crossbows at the very least, and then I'll use some glimmerweave to increase damage output, and I might as well just get into combat at this point. Perhaps I trained too many Fey Queens because it's affecting my resource count as a result in terms of soldier upgrades. Nonetheless, here we go. Come to teach. So let's spread out the characters a bit and begin. Activate my guard skill. Oh, looks like these guys can actually rush in. So we'll do that. Alright. Might as well just finish off that guy, and if I can, I will cast a mobility buff spell. So I don't have access to the order one, but I do have access to Chaos Step. Chaos Step forward, perfect. Might as well smash these guys there. Okay. Why don't I try this skill? I don't even know what it does. The damage was garbage. Okay. So totally not worth it. But it's worth trying out. I'm just going to move up and range attack. And why don't I try some more spells? I'm going to Chaos Step. A little bit ahead. And if definitely going to range attack. First, maybe I'll just cast a resistance skill on this guy. Alright, so far so good. Taking losses, that's mostly expected. Basically done at this point. So my party was overkill, really. Damn. Gathered way too many characters. Way more than was necessary. But it's okay. And then Wisp is killed. So I guess I still have to defeat one enemy? Oh no, that's it. So as soon as you kill Wisp, battle is done. There we have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you.